Once upon a midnight dreary, feeling camp and almost query, San Franciscans, ever curious, came to see some charming scenes. The show is made by gays, they giggle, short and funny plays, but this title differs greatly. Did they tell you what it means? There are thrills and chills and killers here to make you wet your jeans, and we call it Screaming Queens. Oh, if you'd like to use an app that spreads the word, I'm thinking Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook, any crap that helps us advertise them, please. Do it now and post it quickly. Later on, the issue's prickly. Actors acting through a thickly worded scene distract with ease. Look, we're posing. Take the picture. Everyone say cheese. Post and advertise us, please. For love, some are fanatic, with a flair for the dramatic. But when real life feels cinematic, to the movie house we run. Rom-com lovers all are glowing, while in slashers blood is flowing. Now, a movie that is showing you your heart has just begun. Will your dreams come true at last, and your real life be as fun? Or has your nightmare just begun?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Here, man.
Thanks.
Wash it down.
Wow, that was smooth, huh?
Yeah, like chunky peanut butter.
Like sandpaper. I'm sorry, I just didn't expect you to come right up here and sit next to me, you know?
Why not?
Oh, there's this whole empty theater. You literally could have sat anywhere else. People don't normally sit next to strangers, not if they can help it.
Strangers. You know what's funny? Sylvester, from the very first moment that I met you, I have had this feeling like I've known you my entire life.
What? My name's not Sylvester.
Frederick.
No.
Aladdin. Cornelius.
Huh. Do I look like a Cornelius?
No, you look like a...
Oh, it's Glenn. My name is Glenn.
I'm Derek. So, the girl at the concession stand said that you bought the last box of Sour Patch Kids.
Huh?
Well, she said that she watched the man who bought the last box of Sour Patch Kids walk into Theater 3. Well, that's you, right?
Oh, so that's why.
Yeah. That's why I'm harassing you. Is there any chance that I could get those Sour Patch Kids from you? It's kind of important. It's like more of a tradition, really. You see, like, every time I go to the movies, I need my fix.
No. You can't buy my kids.
Really?
I've grown attached. But if you want, you can sit there and I'll share them with you, if that's okay.
That's pretty slick of you.
I'm just saying, you don't have to take the offer.
No. Please. Crack those bad boys open.
You first.
Why? Thank you, what a gentleman.
Oh, now before you meet my kids, let me introduce you to some of my favorites. That's Jerry and Terry and Sherry and Gary, and this one, of course, is Cornelius Jr.
You know, it's funny. Somehow putting names to their little faces does not change the way that I feel about them. Mmm, they're still delicious.
Sorry, little one, Daddy's hungry.
So what's playing in here anyway?
Oh, bad for your teeth.
The Kevin James Katherine Heigl movie?
Yeah,
Oh God, they play like rival dentists that fall in love.
exactly.
Previews look terrible.
Romantic comedies are predictable, sure, but terrible's a little harsh. My guilty pleasure, if you will.
Guilty pleasure's right.
Oh, and what did you come here to see?
New Hampshire Hacksaw Murders 4. Predictable horror movies are my guilty pleasure.
I saw that one last week. You're better off staying here with me.
Yeah? Not good enough?
Not scary enough.
What are you trying to do here?
What do you mean?
You thought, maybe, you would take advantage of this opportunity to try and turn it into some sort of date once the Sour Patch Kids ran out, huh? Try to carpe the DM?
I don't know. I guess. This just seems so great. For me, at least. You are undoubtedly the most attractive man I have ever spoken to, and I just wouldn't be able to forgive myself if I didn't, you know, try to get you to spend more time with me. This feels special, doesn't it? Like this right here could be our meet cute happening.
Meet cute? What's a meet cute?
Oh, it's this thing my mom explained to me. It's in every romantic comedy. It's the cute, interesting way that a couple meets for the first time. It's usually very sweet and funny.
Our story's rather sour though, isn't it? Besides, I mean, isn't that stuff like just for the movies?
Well, every couple in love has that story, don't they? The story they tell when they get asked how they met.
Yeah, like the story that makes all the hearts melt.
The story that kids tell about their parents to pass it down through the generations.
It all sounds like sort of sappy, doesn't it?
I don't think so. Take my mom and dad, for instance. She was a nurse, he was a doctor, a surgeon, actually, and they met performing a quadruple bypass on this guy they both went to high school with. Now, partway through the surgery, they realized that they grew up a block away from each other, and they had the same ceramics teacher. So all the other doctors and nurses are trying to get my dad to pay attention, and then he said, don't you hear what my dad said?
We've come this far.
This is great. He said, how can I pay attention to this man's heart when my own was just stolen before my very eyes?
And he went down in history as the biggest cheeseball ever to pick up a scalpel.
That's their meet cute.
And this is ours.
Could be.
You're a hopeless romantic, aren't you?
Ugh, please don't say with emphasis on hopeless.
Why would I? I mean, you come on a little strong, but...
I don't know.
Are you a doctor, like your dad?
No, I work from home and self-employed.
Hey, that's all right. I mean, plenty of people work from home.
Yeah, medical school just wasn't for me, you know.
Yeah, that's too bad, though.
Too bad?
Too bad I'm not real, Glenn.
Oh yeah, there's that.
But, your meet cute could be right around the corner. You ready?
Okay, Glenn, you can do it. You have played this scenario out too many times. It's time to carpe the frickin' deal, buddy. Excuse me, do you want some Sour Patch Kids? Because I just bought the last box from the concession stand.
No, thank you.
Oh, they're yummy. I promise.
I'm okay, really.
I'm willing to share.
I don't want any.
Oh. My name's Cornelius. Not really. It's Glenn. Oh, and I named some of these guys. That's Terry and Sherry and Jerry and Gary and Mary and Larry.
Can you please go back to your seat? You're kind of making me uncomfortable.
Oh, but only kind of, right?
Oh my god. Are you going to make me get the manager, or will you just go back to your fucking seat already?
Well, that wasn't cute at all.
I didn't know if you'd make it tonight, but I'm glad that you did.
Another one causing you problems?
Yeah, he hardly gave me a chance. Treated me like real dog shit.
Make sure he doesn't treat anyone like that ever again.
I bet he loves everyone but me.
You know what to do.
Yeah, I gotta carry on Dad's legacy, make Dr. Dreadful proud.
Yes, making sure whores get what they deserve.
It's just, I don't know, Mason. Do you think there's something wrong with me?
There's nothing wrong with you.
Well, no. Other than Mom, no one's ever given me any.
Knock it off with this self-pity shit, understand? You think your father let whores like that get to him this way? No, he showed them who was in charge. Your mother understood who the boss was, and that's why he let her live as long as he did.
I know.
And this tramp has disrespected you. His time is up. He must be punished.
But
You will not let him get away with what he did to you. He is no different from any others who have disrespected you.
okay.
Show him his boss. Follow him home. Make sure he lives alone. Wait until he falls asleep. And then you find a way inside. And you do what is right. What you've done countless times before.
Yeah. All right. I can already hear his muffled cries. Sweet, sweet music.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god! No! That's not how you do it! This is
Come on.
Do you know what you're doing? Thank God!
You okay?
Yeah, I'm cool.
Here. Will this help?
Thanks.
Wow.
You sure you're okay?
You just saved my life.
Oh, well, I don't know. All I did was kind
I
of...
know you did. You saved my life. Thank you. I'm Glenn.
Yeah, right. You said that earlier.
Oh, yeah.
I'm Pete.
Do you maybe want to sit here with me and watch the movie?
Sure. Yeah, okay.
Fantastic.
Now I lay me down to sleep. New lover by my side to keep. But something in the house is creeping through the dark of night? Did I give the keys too soon? Will knives pierce me as we spoon? Will this haunted honeymoon conclude with fright begetting fright? My toothpaste moved. I'm sharing drawers. Your panties should be on the right. Will we make it through the night?
Brenda? Brenda?
What?
Did you hear that?
What?
There's someone in the house.
Yeah, me. I live here now.
No, an intruder downstairs.
Are you sure?
I heard footsteps and then a crash. I hope he didn't knock over any of my pottery.
I hope he or she knocked it all over. That whole room needs to be redecorated by somebody with taste.
Are you gonna insult me while there's a stranger in my home who may bludgeon me in my sleep?
Our home, and she bludgeoned me too.
You'd escape while he's bludgeoning me.
Not if she bludgeoned me first.
If anyone's getting bludgeoned here, it's definitely me.
No, I try to stop her from bludgeoning you, even if I got bludgeoned in the process.
That is the sweetest thing anyone has ever said. Donna would have been out the door in a heartbeat.
How many times do I have to tell you I'm not Donna? I would die by your side. Isn't that romantic?
I prefer flowers and chocolate.
I'll buy you some tomorrow.
What are you doing?
Going to sleep. It's usually what I do at this time.
While there's a killer lurking in my home?
Our home. It was probably just raccoons getting into the trash.
No, it's coming from inside the house. Go check.
Why me?
Well, because you're...
What?
Nothing.
You were gonna say the butch.
No, I was gonna say a force to deal with.
So much for an equal partnership.
Well, we are. We are equally deciding that you're gonna go downstairs and...
What will you be doing?
Well, I'll be here, ready to call 911.
Such bravery.
Don't you want to take a bat or a golf club or...
Well, seeing as neither of us play those sports, I'm gonna have to defend myself with my own two bare hands.
If I survive the night, I'm buying a bat tomorrow.
I believe there's a 5-day waiting period. If you hear me screaming bloody murder, in lieu of flowers, have mourners make donations to build a statue of me on the lawn. This house is clean. Also, there's nobody here.
Were you turning on and off the lights?
No, I wanted to sneak up on any intruder.
He's hiding and turning on and off the lights.
Why would she do that?
Who knows? Some people are jerks.
And some people let their imaginations run away with them. I am sticking with my raccoon theory.
Well, could they make the lights flicker on and off?
I don't know, they're pretty aggressive.
What if they're rabid and they attack us in the middle of the night?
Or maybe they're were raccoons, and if they bite us every full moon, we'll grow big bushy tails and thorn masks.
Now you're being ridiculous. Granted, I am going to have a black mask around my eyes tomorrow due to being up half the night.
Unless you get some sleep.
Brenda! Brenda!
Go to sleep, Judy.
Did you turn on the heat when you were downstairs?
No, you forbade me to touch the thermostat.
Well, I'm roasting over here.
They're called hot flashes.
But I'm not that old.
Now that you mention it, I'm kind of chilly.
But how can you be cold? It's like a sauna in here.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm going to open a window.
But it's freezing in here.
Well, just put on a sweater. I just need to get some...
What?
There are flies crawling all over that window. I've never seen so many of one place.
It's a whole nest of them.
Flies don't live in nests. I don't think they do.
Did you leave some food out there or something?
Yes, that's where I keep the sandwich I like to snack on at midnight.
Don't get so defensive. offensive. I don't know what kind of crazy shit you got up to with Donna.
True, there could be a bottle of vodka out there.
We'll take a look in the morning.
How am I supposed to sleep knowing all those insects are out there? If they find a way in, they're gonna fly in my nose.
They'll keep you from snoring.
Well, I don't snore.
Yeah, you do. It's cute, but...
I'm beginning to think this house is haunted.
You've lived here for years and never mentioned anything. Funny it should come up the weekend I move in.
You brought the ghosts.
Yeah, and because there wasn't any room in the closet, I left them downstairs. Do you realize how ridiculous you sound?
Hitchhiking ghosts are a real thing.
In Disneyland?
If a ghost is attached to you, it will haunt you wherever you live.
Even if that is the case. Did you ever see a ghost or have any weird experiences a few times you stayed at my place?
No, but maybe moving stirred things up.
More like it stirred you up.
What is that supposed to mean?
You're acting out because I moved in,
That's ridiculous. I've wanted you here for months.
but did nothing to make it happen.
Well, I gave you a key.
To visit, not to stay. It took you forever to clear out that small portion of the closet for me. Most of my clothes are still in boxes.
I'm gonna make space for your stuff eventually.
Maybe you're not ready for this.
That's ridiculous. I want you here. I wonder who that could be.
A convenient distraction from this important conversation.
No, I just want to make sure it's not an emergency. We'll get right back to it.
Who is it?
It's an unknown number. Message says Bob.
Who's Bob?
I don't know Bob.
Everybody knows a Bob. What does Bob have to say now?
Boo.
Boo.
Stupid autocorrect. This is proof we're haunted.
Somebody texting boo to you?
Ghosts texting it.
Real ghosts don't say boo or text.
Well, how do you know? Maybe they're trying to keep up with technology like the rest of us.
This is more of your elaborate scheme to make me move out.
Am I a Scooby-Doo villain?
Well, I haven't seen or heard anything. How do I know you're not just making all this up?
Really? Am I making this up?
Your screen is messed up.
There.
It is possible you sent those texts yourself earlier.
I can't believe you'd think I'd actually do that.
Well, you know, I don't want to, but this whole situation is pretty hard to
Get out!
Please tell me you heard that.
I did.
Now you believe this place is haunted?
That was pretty convincing.
We're going to a hotel.
Relax. We don't know that whatever it is wants us to leave.
Bellowing "get out" was a pretty clear clue.
Oh no, could have meant get out, like you didn't believe something we said.
That was a clear threat. Let's go.
I'm not going anywhere.
You've seen all the horror movies. You know what happens to people who stay.
Not this time. This time, I am going to help you face your demons.
My demon?
It is too much of a coincidence this is happening right after I moved in.
What am I, some ventriloquist?
Somehow you're manifesting the supernatural to scare me off.
I want you here.
I know you do, but you're afraid I'll turn out to be like Donna.
I know you're better than her.
I still need to prove it to you.
By going to a hotel?
Nope. By staking my claim.
But you stake vampires, not ghosts.
Okay. You, ghost, demon, or whatever you are, I live here now, and I'm not going anywhere. You got that?
You're making it bad.
Too bad. This is our home, and we're gonna live here for a very, very long time. We live till we can find a bigger place that we can equally afford. So you leave us alone. Tell it. Say something.
Yeah, get out! Don't break any of my pottery!
I think that did it.
Are you sure?
Yeah. I'll buy some sage on my way home from work tomorrow. We'll give the house a good cleansing.
And I'll make some space for you in my closet.
I'd appreciate that.
in a room that now contained him, and a jacket that restrained him as the night restrains the day. Padded walls, metal chair, sense of madness in the air. Can you overlook despair by putting on a play? As actor, author, audience, alone you are the play. But those thoughts won't go away.
Think about it. I'm standing on my screen porch, looking through the screens, wanting the screens to move out of the way. Because I don't want there to be anything between us anymore. Because I could paint my nails any color and hold them up close, right up against the screen, and you would never see what it really looks like. I might as well paint them in on sunset orange and wrap them in a thin layer of gauze. Almost clear, but not clear enough for you to see how it really is. That's how you see my eyes and my body through gauze to a screen. I want the screen to move. I want to move through the screen. What would you do then? If I vaporized myself and squeezed through, would you stand there still? Or would you trade places with me? Then you'd be looking through the screen and I'd be looking in. Do you need the screen? Is that the only way you can handle me? 1 million microscopic holes in a delicate metal wall, trying so hard to pretend it isn't there. Like you pretend. Yes, that's right. I'm trying to hurt your feelings. I would like that. Do you enjoy listening to me?
I love your voice.
That's not the first time some man said that to me.
I'm sure you hear it a lot.
It's a lousy approach. Creativity is so important. Everyone's been merged together as a canvas, stretched before these terrible bouncing lines. So many bodies without a soul inside. You should buy me a drink.
We're not in a bar.
You could take me to one. You could take me dancing.
I don't think they'd let you leave for dancing.
Oh, you could talk them into it.
Well, how could I do that?
Well, you've got on a tie.
That's all it takes?
Of course it is, you moron. They won't give me a tie. Do you know why? Because I could trick them. I could walk off this porch right through the front door. And all I need to do it is a tie. It's the distinguishing mark.
You're not on a porch.
Well, I don't know what else to call it.
This isn't a porch.
Maybe not to you.
It's a room.
A room surrounded by screens. Very French Quarter, very drunk and wanting.
It's a gray room with 3 windows.
It is not.
There are bars on the windows. There are metal chairs.
You're lying! I am surrounded by wicker! Picture perfect for 10 wicker! God damn you! And if you don't like my taste in furniture, then get the hell off my porch!
I'm sorry.
This is all I have. I will not have strangers criticizing it. Do you understand me?
I said, I'm sorry.
You've been here before.
A few times.
Why?
A friend of mine lives here, in this building.
Oh, don't talk about the building. That's the other half of the property. I don't appreciate that particular section of the house.
You've taken to calling this place a house.
Well, I have to. How else would I have a screen porch?
Good point.
Yes. I make lots of good points. But they ignore me. They ignore me! So I stay here on my porch, looking across the street, watering my plants. Ah, they'll blossom soon.
What kind of plants?
I really don't know. Scientific terms make my skin prickle. All that matters here is the plants do not ignore me.
I'm not ignoring you.
Well, not yet, but then they'll bring your friend to you and you'll want to talk to your friend. I have nothing to contribute to a conversation that doesn't concern me, so I'll be ignored. Don't feel guilty.
Might be a long time before they bring him in.
Your friend?
Yeah.
Your friend is a very fat pyromaniac named Winston. He'll try to give you a blowjob because he loves you, but you don't love him. You just want to get off.
My friend is not a fat pyromaniac named Winston.
Oh well. It would have been funny to watch him flirt with you. What made your friend crazy?
What?
Well, if he lives on this property and they have to bring him to you, he must be one of the crazy people. I know crazy people live here. What happened?
It's a long story.
Promise of time. I'm always up for a good story. What is he to you?
He's my,
Yes? He's your special friend. It's all right, you can say it out loud. I don't think they'll try to medicate you.
No, that's not
But you don't
why
live here with him? Ah, stupid question. You're wearing a tie.
Yes, I am.
So?
It's not a very cheerful story.
You're not a very cheerful person. You know, you're sitting in my favorite chair on the whole porch.
I know.
How do you know?
You told me earlier.
Did I? It slipped my mind. Oh, it must have been all that wine with lunch.
They give you wine here?
Wine is served every day on the porch at noon sharp. Then again at 4. Then 6. Then straight on till lights out. My name is Alan. Did I tell you that?
Can you remember mine?
It might be Brad.
It's Damien.
Ah, what a terrible name.
It is, isn't it?
What hateful parents. All right, Damien, tell me your mysterious tale. Ignore everything you see here. Ignore everything you think you see. And tell me the story of your friend.
He went away last winter.
A winter's tale. Where did he go?
I'm getting to that.
Was it cold?
It was very cold.
Winter is where we go to die. Cold on the lawn, but hot in your heart.
It was hot inside the club. We were sweating and smiling.
You were dancing. I could see that in you.
Yes, we were. Fast. Close. The room could have been empty otherwise.
Love.
I wanted another beer, but he didn't want to stop moving. He never wanted to stop moving. So I left him there and went to the bar.
What kind of beer?
Purple haze.
Oh, Christ, yummy. Oh, they only give me wine here.
No, they don't.
Your story.
I looked back and there he was, moving, not caring at all. Sweat shining on his arms.
Outlining the features.
Always moving. His hair in his eyes. He looked over at me and grinned.
The best grin.
The promise.
The pretense.
No.
No. Are you sure?
I paid the bartender and went back to where he was.
Still dancing. The music made him crazy.
No, he wasn't dancing. He wasn't there.
Because the music made him crazy.
I looked everywhere. I asked everyone. He was already pretty drunk, so his perception would have been muddled, but not with me. With me, he was focused. mine. But with everyone else,
He was drunk.
yes.
He was outside playing with the drag queens, telling them he loved their glitter.
No, he wasn't outside. He wasn't there.
I wish they'd bring my wine.
There is no wine here!
Just a fresh glass of Cabernet? Even a sip? Just a sip? Where was he?
The police found him a week later.
You weren't with them when they found him.
No.
Do you regret that? Where?
In an old motel an hour away. He was alone there, sitting against the bathtub, screaming.
Somebody took him away.
Somebody removed him.
He didn't remember who, did he?
No.
Maybe he'll remember today.
It's been a year. He doesn't remember me. Such a long year.
Oh, they'll bring him in soon. He's coming soon.
Is he?
Well, it would be very rude of them to make you wait much longer.
Will he know my name today?
Maybe if you let me talk to him. That might help. I'll take him over to the screen and sit him next to my pretty plants and we'll figure it out. And I'll point out all the silly families across the street. And I'll get him to trust me. Trust is very important.
It is.
He'll trust me.
You think so?
I wouldn't lie to you. Not about that. What's his name?
His name?
Well, it's an easy question.
His name is Alan.
Oh, that's funny.
I know.
Because Alan is my name too.
I know.
Are you going to cry?
Yes, Alan.
Oh, no. There's no need for that. Because if you come over here with me to the screens, you'll see for yourself why tears don't work. Just look at that. Look at all that. I want the screens to move. I want to move through the screens. What would you do then? If I vaporized myself and squeezed through? Would you stand there still?
Now, some stories are so tragic. Well, now for something tragic. It's a special kind of magic when the men wear women's shoes. There's a student and a teacher, and a ghostly sequined feature. What's the fiercest kind of creature she? A lip-syncing chanteuse. You may wonder how the drag queen, whether earning cheers or booze, never ceases to amuse.
Are you still following me?
Darling, you make it so easy. You think I couldn't hear that dime store cocktail dress rustling through the streets and alleys from the bar all the way here? Why have you come here?
It's where I'm going to die. It's where I'm going to kill myself.
One flop is no reason to give up on life.
They hated me. It was humiliating how they heckled and threw cocktail napkins. And those little straws.
You're a drag queen, that's part of the job.
Not anymore, I quit. Beyonce is dead.
Don't talk like that. You'll perform again and again for audiences who will beg for more.
What do you know?
What do I know? How about who do I know?
Well, this again. She has been dead for 30 years.
30 years to the hour, actually. Her body may have stopped lip syncing in the age of dynasty and cocaine, but she is legend. Immortal is the life of the greatest performer of all time, Helena Handbasket.
I'll never have what she had. What you had when you were still performing. How did you do it? How did you face those drunken gym rats demanding thrills like Romans at the Colosseum? And you could make them laugh, make them love you.
You give me great credit as an entertainer, yet you won't trust my judgment. I've known from the day I met you, when you were sweeping floors and washing out highball glasses for those sloppy bitches, fending off their advances with your charm and vicious wit. I knew then you were destined for greater things. So I took you under my wing. You are special, Toby. There's something beautiful inside you.
You think pain is beautiful?
Exquisite.
This room, where we are right now, this used to be the one place I could not feel pain.
Your nirvana is a storeroom at a Ross Dress for Less.
I used to work here. All my early costumes were made from rejected pieces, cast-offs I was able to rescue and beautify.
An excellent origin story, but not entirely true.
What do you mean?
You never worked here. That is a ruse. Don't deny it. But we both know what's in this room, at least according to drag queen legend. That's why you came here, and why you wanted me to follow you.
Oh, Charles, yes. Yes, I was hoping for that. Then, the stories are true?
Stories are stories. You can find those anywhere. The truth finds you.
Is that something Helena Handbasket said when you worked for her?
One did not work for the great Helena Handbasket. As protege of such a legend, one studied her. Every marabou feather I attached to her headdress, every eyelash I deglued at 3 in the morning. I was absorbing. I was evolving.
Is she really buried here? I mean, her body, is it?
Preserved? In a way.
And she really built all those fabulous costumes here at Ross?
What, to bargain basement for your elegant tastes? Dear Toby, if there's one thing you must learn, it's drag queen cardinal rule number... What are we up to now?
423.
Drag queen cardinal rule number 423. To pay the least, to look her best, a legend will cross-dress for less.
But it's been 30 years. Her body must be...
Decayed, skeletal, embalmed. No, she's here. Wearing her shoes.
So is she a ghost?
Probably, but I'm not speaking entirely in riddles. She's an animal. See?
Ashes. The actual ashes of Helena Handbasket.
Yes! Cremated only days after the accident.
The police report said she was killed when a disco ball fell from the rafters.
It was a horrifying sight.
You were there?
I was rehearsing that show. She was rehearsing a complicated choreography involving a large fan and a trick wing that shot out confetti right at the climax of Donna Summer belting out.
But she had the shoes. The special heels. She didn't need to rehearse anything if she had the power.
My. So knowledgeable. How long have you been researching this?
I don't understand. If you were there when she died, why didn't you take them?
They're not exactly the ruby slippers, dear.
I want those shoes.
Spoken like a bad seed.
If you don't want them for yourself, why shouldn't I have them?
You've no trepidation about desecrating a burial site? All because of some silly superstition you heard in the bathroom of a drag bar?
Superstition? Charles, I might as well tell you. I also know. I know about the fierce.
You've got far more homework than I'd accounted for. Still, the gap in your knowledge is wider than that in Madonna's front teeth.
Then tell me. Educate me.
All you need to know is those shoes take much more than they give.
Yes, a life. But the legend says that once the heels take a life, they provide another with an immortal career of fierceness. No lash out of place, no lip out of sync. Never a heckle from bear or twink. A dragon, a griffin, a fierce chimera. Never a smudge on her perfect mascara.
You know the incantation.
Then it's working. The fierce is real.
Stop! This is blasphemy. You have awakened her spirit. What would you do? Would you throw her ashes out on this dusty floor to wear them for yourself? You would corrupt this sacred memorial that honors the best of our kind.
Our kind? Charles, you mean your kind. You were one of the greats in your day. I've seen the videos. Let's get physical, done entirely on trapeze while eating a Happy Meal. I will survive while submerged in a tank of water. You held your breath for 3 minutes and 20 seconds while lip-syncing. You talked to me about blasphemy. Tonight, I was halfway through a Taylor Swift medley in perfect step and sync, but they booed. They disrespected me. I am nothing.
That is as false as my tits. You are a beautiful young man, and inside you is a drag queen of the most fabulous order. Meet their hate with love. Absorb their insults, and return with dignity and laughter. A great drag queen does not capture her followers as if in a spider's web. She sets them free by transcending the cruelty of this world with paint, sequins, and talent. You're a priceless gift, Toby, but not if you put on those shoes, for which you will pay a price that is, I fear, most exacting.
It's too late. I know I don't have what it takes, and I know those shoes have what I need. And I know the second half of the incantation, the lost verse.
But that's impossible. Unless you read
your diary.
Dun, dun, dun.
Judas E. Harrington.
I'm sorry, Charles. You've always been good to me, but I knew that if anyone had it, you would. I knew that even if you refused to wear them yourself, that you had solved the mystery of the curse. Now I have the date, the hiding place, and the words.
But how can you still want them, knowing what they can do?
Because they already did it. Don't you see? Before the shoes bestow the fierce onto another drag queen, they must take a life. But it's so obvious now that they already took the life of Ellen a handbasket. From the moment that disco ball crushed her skull, the shoes have been ready to offer the fierce to another. This time, without collecting payment. I am owed this magic.
Well, I really can't stop you. Please, let me help you get this right. You are correct. Helena's death was a result of the curse of these pernicious pups. Further, the next wearer will be endowed with the fierce. Helena Handbasket was a goddess to me. She had a heart and soul as pure as your own. But like you, she doubted it, relying instead on magic to bring her success. I only followed you here to show you don't need magic. But you're determined. Please, do not fuck up this incantation. Now, are you sure you know the words?
I've had them memorized for weeks now. since I first saw this.
But you know you must don them as you speak it. First the right, then the left.
Yes.
It's nearly midnight. If you wait any longer, the window will close. It will be 30 years before the powers can be transferred. Begin.
Release the queen who reigned before, talk not of her soul. Invite the next diva to pass through the door, she need not pay the toll. Start with the right and excite the night, light the new marquee. The sinister left completes the theft. The fierce belongs to me.
I've always wondered about that last one. Does the fierce belong to anyone?
I can feel it. I can feel the power. I feel fierce.
But you are, Toby. You are. Not because of those shoes, though.
Ha! Just stop. I don't need your pep talks anymore. Screw the inner drag queen who's gonna make the world a better place. I'm gonna be the brightest star in the heavens.
I wouldn't count on heaven, darling, but you'll know soon.
Your riddles are getting old.
So am I suppose. To think, it's been 3 decades since I stole the fierce the first time.
Dun, dun, dun.
But that's impossible. The fierce has been contained in Helena Handbasket's heels all these years. You can't possibly...
Drag queen cardinal rule number 27.
Never trust a drag queen.
It's the simple things we often miss. Have a closer look at what's on your bony little feet. I found those in a bargain bin at Payless Shoe Source about 6 weeks ago. The shoes that once belonged to Helena are what I'm standing in right now. But the curse wouldn't allow me to utter the incantation a second time. You thought I was retired? Ha! Just a brief hiatus until I could find someone foolish enough to speak those words while I wore the shoes, thus renewing the fierce for myself. You may have done your homework, but you missed an opportunity for extra credit. Only then might you have figured out that the disco ball fell not by a curse, but because Helena's ambitious young protege was up in the rafters with a hacksaw.
But it said in the journal, except that
the journal I meant for you to find? The journal I wrote just for you, tailored to your greedy, diabolical little mind.
Oh, you lie. I have the fierce in me now. I can feel it. I will go on stage tomorrow night and I will kill. The audience will love me.
Darling, that's not all the fierce can do for the lucky drag queen who wears the true pair of hellish heels. A perfect lip sync of Vitamin Benjamin? Charming. Exact choreography to the single ladies video? Brava! But who among us can do a convincing bit from, say, The Exorcist? Your mother sucks cocks in hell! Or Carrie?
You're all gonna have a Jew!
I'm not gonna need a hacksaw tonight!
Oh, how are you doing this? You're a witch or something!
Any bitch can be a witch! You thought some ghost was moving things around? That was me! That was the fierce.
Oh, no, it can't be! You vicious, treacherous drag queen!
Redundant! Oh! What a way to waste your final breath. You are not worthy of the name drag queen, so I strip you of the title.
Oh, no. Please. Please. Let me live. I will never compete with you. I believe what you said before. I want only to find my inner drag queen and to do good in the world, to inspire love and laughter.
Tell a shell in a handbasket when you see her.
Oh, that's not. Oh, it can't be.
The very same. Any final words before I fire it at your head like a cannonball?
I never liked your Betty Davis impression.
Die, you vile creature!
No. Oh.
Beauty, much more beautiful. Oh, young Toby, you ran away to join the circus, but the freaks and animals devoured you. But your sacrifice will not go to waste. And I won't have to return here for another 30 years.
La, 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 la. Such a long wait. You really should visit me more often.
It can't be. Helena?
Oh no, it's no me Malone. Of course it's me, you cunt.
But how?
You just use the fierce to kill a baby drag queen, yet you don't believe in ghosts?
Forgive me?
Oh, relax. No one's going to smash your skull. You're well within the rules. I merely stopped by to say, please, stop doing the Liza number in the second Saturday show. The choreography is murder on those heels. I mean, even shoes with demonic powers have their limits.
Yes, yes, you always were an excellent mentor.
And as protege, you were a little too good. Probably never should have taught you drag queen cardinal rule number 1.
Kill anyone who stands in your way.
Farewell, my pupil, and remember, always be fierce. Now, a cautionary story that could get a little gory. Full of characters so horrid, you will blush like rosé. Is disease a topic frightening? Do I see some knuckles whitening? Decades on, we may be lightening up a bit on this today. There's an illness worse than dying to the boyish, young and gay. You could catch it any day.
And Gay News Network sources tell us that this new epidemic will be devastating and widespread throughout the global gay community. There have already been an unverified number of deaths in San Francisco and New York. More on that in a moment. But first, let's recap today's most important gay news. The shopping mall in Barbara Streisand's basement has been converted into a big box store selling gay sex toys. It will be called Ballmart.
Get back to the epidemic!
In other news, Lady Gaga's body was ground into meat today and made into a dress for Miley Cyrus.
Of course it was. What about the epidemic?
And this just in. A chartered flight full of gay men was reported missing over the Pacific. Local authorities initiated a search, but when informed that all passengers were over the age of 40, the search was called off. Because gay men over 40 are
invisible! Everybody knows that! Talk about the epidemic!
When we come back, our investigation continues into lesbian dog walkers. Who knew lesbian dogs like to walk so much?
Check this out, Tyler. Lick me like cotton candy at the state fair, bitch!
Oh my god! You're having FaceTime hate sex again. Why don't you just show your mother like you normally do?
Mom was busy making spaghetti and meatballs! Oh, yeah! Munch my meatballs, you fucking beach!
Gary!
Shit!
Gary! Have you not heard the news?
Oh, I'm fixing to come! Oh my god, that's it, fuckface! Oh yeah! Oh, I don't watch the news, darling. Too depressing. What's on? Ow! Be careful with your tortoise teeth, cowpie. What's on the? Oh my God! Son of a gun! What's on the news?
Oh, just something about a horrifying new epidemic affecting gay men everywhere.
Suck hard, rabbit face.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Hanging up.
And that's all we know about this ravaging new virus, which is already trending on Twitter as hashtag Ebola. We'll have more news as it develops. Speaking of development, check this out, guys.
Oh, dear God, that is just... Oh. That is hot. What now?
Tyler, why'd you hang up? I was fixing to come.
Because I did not want to witness another one of your epic ejaculations.
You didn't mind last week.
Oh, I can't talk now. Okay, Google, what is gaybola?
Gaybola is a Twitter hashtag currently trending among celebrities. Honey Boo Boo tweeted that her cousin caught the virus by having sex with his 12-year-old brother.
No, not helpful. Okay, Google, tell me the definition of gaybola.
Gaybola is a Twitter hashtag currently trending among celebrities.
Useless!
Welcome back. I'm Don Cooper, and you're watching GNN. In global news, ISIS released a video today in which Madonna was beheaded. To no one's surprise, she continued singing Vogue for another 10 minutes. We're learning more from the Center for Disease Control about the virus people are calling gaybola. So far, it only affects gay men. The virus spreads from one man to another through fellatio, anal penetration even if you are wearing a condom, and through kissing. I've just been informed that the death toll for this virus is extremely high already, and... what's that? Apparently the only cause of death so far has been... Wait, seriously? Oh my god.
What? What? Say it!
The CDC has confirmed that the virus itself does not appear to be fatal. The only cause of death so far, in fact, has been suicide. The suicide rate is high because the virus causes gay men to... Oh my god! I'm sorry, I usually don't get emotional on camera, but I have just been informed that the virus causes gay men to... Are you sitting down, guys? The virus causes gay men to age 40 years in a matter of hours and sometimes even minutes. The change is permanent. So to put this into terms that you will understand, guys, you can go to bed looking like Chris Pine and wake up looking like Chris Kringle. Our sources at the CDC have verified that the incubation period is 1 year, maybe longer. They've also confirmed that there's only one indication that you may already have the virus. Prematurely gray pubic hair. Or, if you're a bear, prematurely gray back hair. Can take up to a month after exposure before the hair begins to change color, or it can take a matter of days. In short, gentlemen, we are so fucked! More when we come back.
I just turned on GNN. Can you believe this shit?
No,
Did you hear what happened to Bruce?
I just what about Bruce?
He fucking woke up, heard the news, looked in the mirror, saw his granddaddy looking back, and jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge.
Dead?
Worse, he washed up in Vallejo. He was in the hospital, got some hot intern to give him a bottle of Xanax.
And so now he's...
Dead. That vein muscle queen, he was in love with me, you know.
So you said many times.
His Memorial Sunday at the Eagle. Should I wear my assless chaps? I really look hot.
How can you even think that? Or ask me what to wear to a memorial service for one of my best friends who's killed himself because of this horrible new virus, which, by the way, I think I might already have. But then again, who knows? Because it takes 2 weeks, or 2 months, or 40 years, or Jesus fucking Christ!
Don't go all drama queen on me, Tyler.
How can this be happening?
I'm coming over. We might just need to work.
No, I know exactly what we might do. Shit! Don't you see what this means? No sex, no kissing, nothing for the rest of our lives.
Maybe. I don't know. They'll find a cure or a vaccine. Maybe we just need to work this out.
Maybe you in reality will be formally introduced one day.
I'll be there in a sec.
No! Damn it. Okay, Google. What's the least painful way to commit suicide?
Marilyn Monroe committed suicide in 1962 with sleeping pills. Or was it murder? Discuss amongst yourselves.
Oh my God! And we're supposed to be living in the information age. Come in!
Was this was in the news and you're the latest?
Jesus, what now?
Come CNN, quick!
Again, if you are just tuning in, our very own Don Cooper has contracted this dreadful new virus. He's decided to take an early retirement, and, well, now I'll be your news anchor. I think I can speak for all of us here at GNN that today is truly a sad day. Not just here, but all across the globe as this epidemic spreads at an alarming pace. And now, Dawn? You're not supposed to be here.
Gentlemen, my esteemed colleague isn't telling the truth.
Don't. We'll be right back.
I did not take early retirement. GNN fired me because I look like this. But before I go, I want to tell you guys watching out there 2 things. So listen up! Number 1, life goes by fast. You're about to find out. Don't waste 1 second of it. Grab life by the balls! And number 2, being a man of a certain age has its advantages. When you're old, you're free, baby. You no longer have to give a fuck. See what I mean? And now, a word from our new sponsors. Depends.
That was intense. I found a gray pubic hair. No, that's a lie. I found 4.
6. It means nothing.
It means everything. Oh, yeah. I don't have the nerve.
Me neither. I brought something we could have a pill party for the road. Washing down with a gallon of Jim Beam.
Speaking of not having the nerve, there's something I've been meaning to tell you, and I guess I've been too scared to say it. But maybe I am getting old already because I no longer give a fuck. The truth is...
I know. I feel the same way. I was just too afraid to say it.
What the hell are you doing?
You're the only guy I can see myself growing old with. Which can be any minute now.
I don't love you, Gary.
But, wait. When we had sex last week, it was fantastic. I was so into it.
Yeah, I was into it because halfway through, I realized I fucking hate you. I also realized how awesome hate sex could be.
You hate me? Seriously? How's that even possible?
Because you're a self-absorbed dick.
Oh. Okay, I get it.
There is no time to pout. We are still young and hot. For now, let's grab this moment by the balls. Lick me like an ice cream cone on a hot summer day, rabbit face.
Whoa, you...
Did I say you could open your cavity-filled mouth and speak?
Oh my God, that's hot.
Wait. Who the hell are you FaceTiming now?
My mama, she's gonna fucking love this.
Have you ever felt resistance of a future none too distant as technology persistently advances in reverse, Something spreading like a fungus, and the brain dead walk among us. If your data plan's humongous, you will suffer from its curse. Connectivity's duplicity will bring despair, or worse, all will suffer from its curse.
2:30 in the goddamn morning. Oh, I'm in. Hey there, are you okay?
Where is this place?
The middle of nowhere.
Oh, is this like a farm or something?
Yeah, Krabby Butch Creamery. My name's Dee Dee. Who are you?
Katie, are we safe?
Safe? Safe from what?
So you live here?
Yeah, raise goats, I make cheese.
Cheese. Oh, I don't think they like cheese. Maybe they like the smell of goats. Oh,
Who the hell likes the smell of goats but doesn't like cheese? You're not making any sense.
there's no way there's any service out here. Don't answer it. It could be one of them.
Why?
Don't open that door.
Oh my god.
Shut the door.
Dear God. What the hell is this place?
It's a goddamn Wyman-owned goat cheese collective. Who the fuck are you?
Wyman? Like women with two Y's?
Yeah.
But we're not. Oh, then we're safe. They will never look here. A girl. You don't fit this picture.
Oh, thanks. No, I just drove down the first dirt road I could find.
Me too.
What are you two talking about?
Oh, she doesn't know.
I mean, just look at her, that hair. No cable or internet, I'll bet you like $2.
Hell no.
Why in God's name do you do that?
Do what?
What you do with your face?
Oh, I'm like letting you know how I feel.
I don't follow.
It's because of texting, you know. It's called emoji.
I have no idea what you just said to me. What is your name?
Twink.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Twink?
It's my name, don't wear it out.
Oh, believe me, there's no danger of that.
Twinkle, like the star.
Oh, don't tell me. Let me guess. Mama's got big dreams.
Precisely.
What the fuck? You two clowns barging in here? We're gonna do it the night.
Don't open that door.
Someone ordered a couple of knuckleheads because I got them right here for you.
Zombie! Zombie!
What?
We've been trying to tell you.
Zombies are taking over the earth.
You never said shit about somebody. Doesn't look very smart.
No, they're totally not.
Does it even know we're here?
No, with the smartphone.
The thing! In its hand!
It hypnotizes them.
Oh, so that's good, right?
No, it's got the virus.
The zombie virus.
That smartphone thingy turns people into zombies?
Must eat.
So, that totally doesn't work.
Yeah, I see that.
And when the battery runs out, it dies.
The zombie?
No! The phone! And then they get bored, and then they eat brains. You can't teach a zombie anything!
We teach you to play Candy Crush.
So delicious.
Ever told you your face can get stuck like that? Okay, well let's try this. Hey, zombie! Get your smartphone! Look, it's out the yard! Well, that was easy.
Hey, way to go.
They don't go into dead zones.
Like Antarctica?
Or Albuquerque. Or the Castro.
So let me get this straight. What you're saying is that the undead don't like dead zones.
Well, that's why we came all the way out here. Except there must be service coming from somewhere.
Stupid Verizon.
So basically what you're saying is, we're fucked.
Well, at dawn, they do have to go underground.
Oh, no. Those are vampires. Zombies eat people all day long.
During the day.
What are you talking about? They're totally nocturnal.
Like on TV. That's why they're called the Walkers. Look at the flowers, Lizzie.
God damn it, Katie. This is not a Walking Dead episode. This is real life.
Daylight loving zombies, huh?
Zombies that only come out at night.
I've never heard of such a thing. Okay, listen, here's the plan. We hole up in here till sunrise, get my pickup, round up the goats, and drive someplace safe.
Pickup, huh? What kind?
Super Cat 4. F-250.
That thingy stick? You know how to make it work?
You mean the stick shit? I sure do.
So, Dee, I was thinking, when you're done rescuing us from the zombie apocalypse, and we're all saved and everything, you and I should go on a date.
Sure. Okay. Let me call you.
Oh, I don't,
Oh, jeez. Well, listen, I gotta board up all the doors and windows if we're gonna survive till dawn. Can you just show her how to use these?
What do I look like, your secretary?
No time to throw a snit, Gilligan.
Gilligan?
Mary Ann, sorry, whatever.
Try ginger.
You say that with a straight face wearing that headband?
It's coming from inside.
It's just my 20th century dumb phone. Nothing smart about it. So I'm guessing that's not good.
You still got to turn that thing off!
I just like to take it out and taste it.
And you can hear the rain from like 50 miles away!
I'm thinking that's not good either.
Oops!
We're all gonna die! Oh my god!
Oh my God! The power goes out here all the time! I got a backup generator! You two sit tight! No move! I'll be right back! Here.
Because if any of these phones die before sunrise, our brains are zombies of that.
You gotta get their attention somehow.
I can take my shirt off.
Oh, please don't.
Oh, me, girls
No,
on
that
wild!
really won't be necessary. Oh, I got an idea. Give me your phone. God damn it, give me. Okay.
Oh my god, yes! Thank you! Multi plus duct tape because we are safe.
You do know your way around a stick!
You bet I do. Here you go. Turn that on. See if it'll distract me.
Oh, yoo-hoo zombies, check it out. Oh, kitties. Zombie Tinder.
Let's do
Will you take them?
All right. Let's get him in the kitchen. I'll nail the door shut. Check's out
Oh,
back.
wait, no, the selfie time.
What's the selfie?
You know, like a picture of yourself.
self-portrait?
Way, Selby's way more stuck up. Okay, come here.
Strange, since I know absolutely nothing about virus-tainted, brain-eating technology, yet somehow I can sense this is a bad idea.
Yeah, it's totally cute.
Say, Krabby Butch Goat Cheese.
Please don't.
Hashtag room full of zombies.
Oh. Did not see that coming. Well, it's time for me to skedaddle. Oh, so this is it, huh? This is how it ends, right before dawn. Even if I do somehow manage to make my way out of here without one of these brain-dead fucktards sucking on my skull, how am I ever gonna make it to a dead zone? Albuquerque, huh? Sounds pretty sweet right about now. No zombies, no nothing, just me and the goats. Shit, why do I keep fighting this technology stuff? They seem happy enough. I could do that. I could, no! Fuck that, what am I saying? Daisy Doppelstein, go quit. Daisy goddamn Doppelstein ain't